Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is Dylan. We are back here with another tier list. Today, we are going to be updating the best wide receiver tier list in Madden 22 Ultimate Team. Now, before we do go on ahead and get into the tier list, if you are new to the channel, make sure to go ahead, leave a like on the video, and also subscribe if you are new. I drop almost daily Madden content on the channel. My end of year goal is at 10K subscribers. Could not do it without y'all, so I would greatly appreciate it. And we're really close to hitting that 4K mark, so like I said, I would just greatly appreciate it. Now, before we get started, couple things. We're gonna go ahead, re-rank the old cards and rank the new cards. Today we have a lot of wide receivers. Like, pretty much I have a consistent schedule when I do these tier lists for each positions. Wide receiver, I think, is going to be the one that got the most love out of any other position. In total, there's like 44. And I was thinking about making this a two-part video, but instead I'm just going to go a little bit faster and not spend as much time with cards that don't really matter a whole lot, like low overall elites and stuff like that. And a lot of people, pretty much almost everyone, is going to drop down a tier, to the point where we're now left with this. Jerry Rice is still in the S tier. In my opinion, what's gonna be in the S tier is pretty much 92 speed and above, with 90 plus route running for each route running. A tier, we put Robert Woods stayed because he's pretty similar to Stefon Diggs. Also, Lance Alworth stayed in the A tier with his new upgrade with his card. I believe he's around that 92 speed and 90 for each route running. He gets every team chem too, so he's at least A tier. Yeah, we're gonna get started right here with the first card, team of the week, Miles Austin. Powered up, gonna be 92 speed. Only hits 90 route running for medium, so he's going to be high 80s for both short and deep. The 6'2 route runner, Miles Austin, in my opinion, I'll go ahead, lob him into the A tier. Pretty good speed. Only thing that really needs to get better on this card is route running, I guess. Like, obviously he's not like the top end speed in the game, right? But it's good enough to be in the A tier. He's a pretty good wide receiver. So right here we have team of the week, Devante Adams. Now with this card, I'm just gonna literally put him where his other 88 card is, in the D tier, and pretty much imagine his 88 card but with just like a bunch of plus ones. He's not really gonna be that fast, not gonna really be great route running either. He's not even really okay. He's actually pretty bad. Devante Adams needs like a major upgrade. I'm guessing probably gonna get one during Thanksgiving if I had to guess, or they're gonna wait till December. Next up right here we have Marquise Brown, who is actually one of the better budget wide receivers in the game. I'm not gonna put him A tier though. I'm gonna put him top in a B tier, and here's why. Okay, yes, he speed wise he fits the mold of the S tier. Powered up, gonna be 93 speed, one of the faster wide receivers in the game. But I do think route running is important, so that's the main thing that kind of holds him back a little bit. He hits 80 for every route running, but at this point in the game, I believe if you're not hitting 90, there's just other receivers that are, so why wouldn't you just, if you had a choice, right, why wouldn't you run the receivers that do have the 90 overall route running, right, which is the highest tier threshold in the game. Deep threat archetype, not bad at all. He's, like I said, I think he's one of the better budget wide receivers in the game. Now we have our first S tier wide receiver right here of the day, Will Fuller, going on in the S tier. Powered up, gonna be 94 speed, and that's really the big thing on him, right? And I believe at the time when this card came out, he was the first wide receiver on a full theme team that could possibly get 99 speed with the ultimate kickoff boost with his old card too. So you could have a 99 speed receiver in what, like, it was October. So absolutely insane. Only knock on this card is that he doesn't hit 90 short route running. He hits 90 medium and 90 deep, but since he's really above the speed that I would say is necessary for S tier, I think that makes up for it. I think he's one of the better receivers in the game. Next up right here we have Chase Claypool, who he's either B or A. I'm gonna put him in the A tier, and the reason being, powered up, 92 speed. It's really because he's 6'4". He's a big body wide receiver, and this year I really think big body wide receivers are better than like the shorter receivers. Not the best speed in the world, and also not the best route running either. Hits 80 for, I believe, short and medium, but hits 90 deep route running. He's a pretty good card. Really like his like size, like his height and all that. I think he's one of the guys that could get like a lot of like ag catches and stuff. So I think A tier is pretty deserving. I think he's slightly more bottom tier of A tier. Like I would say like Stefon Diggs, Robert Woods, even Miles Austin are like at the top in the A tier. Next up right here we have Tyler Lockett, who, so he fits the mold of what I said an S tier receiver is. He's gonna be like bottom tier, S tier. The one thing I don't like on him is his height. He's going to be 93 speed, powered up, hit 90 for short, medium, and deep route running. Deep threat archetype also isn't the best. You'd prefer like a route runner or like a slot archetype, but overall he fits the mold of S tier wide receiver. Like I said, 93 speed, 90 for short, medium, and deep. Now we're getting into a couple of the lower overall most feared card. First one right here is going to be Lazard, who's a big body wide receiver, powered up, going to be 89 speed, but the main thing on him is his height, his like catch radius, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna put him a tier above his old, I believe this is a superstar MVP card. I'm gonna put him in the C tier. 80 short and deep route running. I think he's solid for a budget. Not really good, not really great, but he can get the job done if you're really kind of down bad looking for a big body wide receiver. Tim Patrick's really similar, but I'm gonna put him in a D tier because Lazard is literally just better. He doesn't hit 80 for any route running. Lazard hits it for 2. So I don't really see the point in running Tim Patrick. His route running sucks. His speed isn't great. He's 6'4" and Lazard is 6'5". Like, it's literally just Lazard is better Tim Patrick. Next up right here we have Corey Davis, who I'm gonna lob into the B tier. He's okay. I think he's slightly more bottom tier C. Might move him. I'm gonna move him actually down into the C tier. I just think everyone in B tier I would rather have. 91 speed, powered up with 90 deep route running, and for that reason I actually lied. I'm gonna lob him into B tier. It's just weird seeing him on like the same level as like Julio and like TJ Husmanzada, who everyone runs. 91 speed on him, but he has a good route running, so that's kind of like the contrast between like say Marquise Brown and Corey Davis. Corey Davis has the route running, Marquise Brown has like the better speed, right? And I feel like that is kind of a good representation of the B tier, right? Besides deep route running, gonna be high 80s for both short and medium. Next up right here we have Andre Johnson, who is actually gonna be an exception to the rule. He is for sure S tier. Powered up gonna be 92 speed, which is a little bit slower than everyone in S tier. Doesn't hit 90 short route running, but hits it for medium and deep. So why in the world is Andre Johnson S tier? It's because he has 80 run block, and there's just not a lot of receivers like that, right? He can go ahead, he's a big body wide receiver, he has the speed, he also has the run block, which is very, very important in my opinion with some schemes, right? Like if you don't run the ball a whole lot, maybe you don't want Andre Johnson. Maybe you would value Tyler Lockett more than Andre Johnson given the extra speed points. But if you run the ball at all, having someone like Andre Johnson on your field, I think, is a big help with just blocking corners, making sure he stays on the block. Another really good budget wide receiver right here, KJ Osborne. Is he as good as Marquise Brown? I don't think so. I'm gonna lob him into the C tier. Powered up gonna be 90 speed with 80s for route running across the board. Can't get 90. Gonna also be a slot archetype, which is a really good archetype, especially for those budget receivers, right? He can go ahead, he can get like the Slot-O-Matics of the world, stuff like that. And next up right here we have CeeDee Lamb, who I'm gonna go ahead lob into the B tier. Pretty similar to Corey Davis. Powered up gonna be 91 speed, and for route running just gonna be 80s across the board. Can't get the 90 route running that a Corey Davis can, but I think he's still pretty good. Deep threat archetype, pretty similar to a lot of receivers in the B tier. No, I swear the Raiders team has to be the most luckiest people on the planet. Desean Jackson gets released from the Rams, and of course he signs with the Raiders, right? And I know he wasn't thinking about Madden when he did that, right? But now the Raiders get another really, really fast wide receiver. Flashback to Desean Jackson right here. Powered up going to be 93 speed, hit 90 deep route running with 80 for short and medium route running. I think he's good enough for the A tier. Again, difference between him and like Marquise Brown. I think Desean Jackson just hits that 90 deep route running, so I'm more confident. Actually, I'm gonna put him on the same level. No, I lied. Actually, he's gonna be in the A tier. I kind of went back and forth on that a little bit, but Desean Jackson is really, really good. Like I said, 90 for deep route running, 80 high 80s for short and medium. So gonna be a deep threat archetype, so he can get like the deep outs, deep ends for like 1 AP. AJ Green right here. Another flashback. He's either A or B. I'm gonna just lob him into the A tier. He's actually pretty similar to Chase Claypool now that I think about it. Powered up gonna be 92 speed, but hit 90 for medium and deep route running. So he's a little bit better than Chase Claypool. High 80s for short, another deep threat archetype. And he's also slightly like a big body. I believe he's like 6'4". Next up right here, we have one of the best wide receivers in the game. Most favored Brandon Marshall, for sure S tier. Might be the best receiver we covered so far. Powered up gonna be 93 speed, big body wide receiver. I think he's 6'4", 6'5", somewhere around there. Hit 90s for every single route running. and have great run block. So literally, if you run a team, you're gonna want Brandon Marshall on it, unless of course, you know, Raiders team. He didn't play for the Raiders, I get it, but he just can absolutely do it all. He's a great wide receiver, one of the best in the game. If you're thinking about making a theme team, having someone like Brandon Marshall on your theme team definitely helps out a lot. So right here we have another budget wide receiver, Braxton Barrios. He's just a speed guy. He's gonna be 90 speed. So I'm just gonna lob him kind of by I don't want to lob him by KJ Osborne because I think he's a lot better, but I'm gonna put him in the D tier because he's like KJ Osborne but without any route running. Like, he's just 70s across the board, which really isn't that good. Next up right here we have Calvin Ridley, 92 speed but can't hit 90 for any route running. I'm gonna put him in the B tier. The reason being, again, is can't hit 90 for any route running. He's high 80s for every single thing. There's just people that are faster than him or just have the better route running. So I don't think he's quite A tier. He's still pretty solid though. Also a route runner archetype, which is really, really good. Zack Pascal right here is pretty awful. I'm gonna go ahead. He's either D or F. I'm just gonna put him in the F tier because I don't think he's good at all. 88 speed, 70 for route running. Not really too great. Brandon Cooks is literally exactly what I just said about Calvin Ridley. Powered up, going to be 92 speed and 80s across the board for route running. So two pretty similar cards from the same promo. The difference being Brandon Cooks is a deep threat and Calvin Ridley is a route runner. So I'd probably rather have Calvin Ridley just because of his archetype. Next up right here we have OBJ, future Green Bay Packer. I'm speaking into existence. We might be able to see prime OBJ again. Maybe. I think Packers is a great fit for him. Powered up 90 speed, going to be 80s across the board for route running, no 90s. And I think that is pretty similar to KJ Osborne, so I'm gonna allow him in the C tier. Kind of weird seeing a slightly new OBJ card being in the C tier. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Now, next up we got Randy Moss. Do I even have to spend time on this card? Like, Randy Moss is S tier. Madden and Randy Moss has a new card. Powered up 93 speed, 90 for deep route running. Sure, he doesn't hit the medium or short route running of 90, but it's freaking Randy Moss. That's really all I have to say. Randy Moss and Madden. 4 words I have to say. Randy Moss and Madden. If you know, you know. Super Cup right here. Powered up 91 speed and 90s for every single route running. For that reason, I think he's better than everyone in B tier because of his route running. I'm going to put him slightly lower A tier. Just really a speed thing for him. If he was faster, he would be in the S tier. But they don't sat him with the speed. I don't know why, but they said he's not really that fast. Cooper Kupp having an amazing year. Definitely someone, if you run a Rams theme team, going to be very, very good on your theme team. Right here, a card that I was kind of surprised about. Roddy White is actually going to be in the S tier for me. Powered up, going to be 93 speed and 90s for route running across the board. Going to be 6 foot, physical archetype, very, very good. Again, slightly surprised that they actually statted him good. I think last year he was one of the cards that was always statted like terribly. And Mike Evans, team of the week, basically got a power up of his new card. I'm really just gonna lob them right next to each other because they're pretty much the same thing. It's just like a little bit of a +1 for Mike Evans, Gridiron Guardian. So he's pretty good. Again, basically a big body wide receiver, slightly lacking in speed. Next up right here, we have DK Metcalf, who I'm actually going to put in the S tier. Again, someone who is not fitting the mold of what I said earlier, but he's 93 speed, 90 for deep and medium route running, but doesn't hit it for short. I think DK Metcalf, big body wide receiver. I think he plays very, very good. So I think he's deserving of S tier. Hits the speed that I want. Big body wide receiver. Just little things like height, stuff like that, weight, that other receivers don't have. So I think he's deserving of S tier. Keenan Allen right here is very similar to literally Calvin Ridley and Brandon Cooks. Powered up 91 speed, can't hit 90 for any route running. So again, I'd rather have Calvin Ridley, but he is also a route runner archetype. So I think I'd rather have Keenan Allen over Brandon Cooks as well. A card that, like, I don't know why recently, but T.Y. Hilton has always gotten, for the past like 2 years, I think, a card that's just like absolutely insane. His most feared card is crazy. So powered up, going to be 94 speed, hit 90 for every single route running. Deep threat archetype and his height is literally the only two things that kind of suck about the card, but he's very, very good. Like, he's one of the better receivers in the game. It just, like, recently T.Y. Hilton just gets a card like around this time that just is absolutely insane. Now, a card I love, Plaxico Burress for sure, going up in the S tier. We're gonna put him top end too because I think he's one of the better receivers in the game. Powered up, 93 speed, hits 90 for deep route running, medium route running. Cannot hit it for short though, but he makes up for that because he is 6'5". So honestly, I think even right now, with the receivers we have left, my trio wide receivers, my dream trio, no team boost, no nothing. Moss, Plaxico, B Marsh, perfect receivers in my opinion. Right here we have AJ Brown, team of the week, which, like I've been saying about other cards, he's in the B tier right here. So literally just take this flashback card plus ones to it, basically power up his power up, if that makes sense, because got a couple plus speed points here and there, but really he's gonna be like on the same level. So right here, new Reggie Wayne that came out, fits the criteria for S tier right now. Powered up, gonna be 93 speed, hit 90 for every route running and a route runner archetype. So really everything you could ever want for a wide receiver right now. Only things that could get better on him is really, I mean, speed. There's receivers that are faster than him, obviously, but run block and also his size. I think he's slightly shorter, not really like bad size by any mean, but he's not like 6'5", you know what I mean? Next up right here we have Cole Beasley, who I'm actually surprised they statted very good. I'm gonna put him in the A tier. Powered up, gonna be 92 speed, which is actually faster than Cooper Kupp, which is kind of surprising. I feel like they'd make Cooper Kupp faster. But he hits 90 for short and medium route running, but does not hit it for deep route running. He's a slot archetype, so can get the good things like slot-o-matic for abilities. He's pretty solid all the way around. Right here we have Tyler Boyd, who's 88 speed with 80s for route running. Gonna put him in the C tier. Not really too great in my opinion. He just really doesn't do anything special. So Cobb is gonna be 90 speed powered up, so I can go ahead and lob him into the B tier. He's a little bit better than Tyler Boyd. Also that slot archetype with 80s for route running across the board. Again, like I said, slot-o-matic, very good ability to put on him, especially if you run Packers, maybe even a Texans team. Desean Jackson right here is going to be 91 speed with 80 for route running across the board. I'm going to put him higher in the B tier, but I think he's, again, on this B tier level. Like I said, I like Desean Jackson though. Good height, slightly good speed, not really great speed, but really the two things, route running and speed, are kind of what put him in the B tier, not like higher up in my opinion. DJ Moore, imagine what I just said about Desean Jackson, literally ×2, like 91 speed, 80s for route running. Two cars pretty similar. I believe Desean Jackson is taller though, so I'd prefer Desean Jackson. Right here we have Adam Humphries, who cannot hit 80 deep route running, and for that reason he's going in the C tier. Powered up, gonna be 90 speed, 80s for both short and medium, but cannot hit 80 for deep, so that's C tier in my opinion. Jacoby Myers is literally Tyler Boyd. They're literally almost the exact same. 88 speed, 89 powered up, 80s for route running, is what it is. Pretty similar cards right here. Christian Kirk, we love Christian Kirk. Powered up, gonna be 92 speed, 80s for route running across the board, slot archetype. I think he's better than Desean Jackson. I think he is for sure, but I don't think he's A tier, and for that reason I'm just gonna put him high tier in the B tier. Really like him, plays really good for me. That slot archetype, one of the better ones in the game in my opinion. Cole Hardman right here, powered up, gonna be 93 speed with 80s for route running across the board. I think I'm also gonna put Mecole Hardman in the B tier. I think I would rather have everyone in A tier. Actually, I lied. I'm gonna move Mecole Hardman into the A tier. Joey Galloway also is gonna be one of the first people to come out of A tier. So I like this right now though. Joey Galloway is fine for right now. And Darnell Mooney is very similar to Mecole Hardman. Again, powered up, gonna be that 93 speed with 80s for route running across the board. I think I slightly lean towards Mecole Hardman over Darnell Mooney, but you could go either one. I think they're pretty good though. Because Chenault is very similar to like Desean Jackson. Powered up, gonna be 91 speed, 80s for route running across the board. He's okay. And again, don't want to sound like a broken record, but very similar. Once again, Van Jefferson right here. 91 speed, 80s for route running across the board. Think he's pretty solid. B tier it is. Here we have Elijah Moore. Now, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but he's gonna be 92 speed, 80s for route running across the board. Slot archetype. He's actually pretty solid though. Good little budget option. 86 overall. B tier. For the newest release, literally came out today as I was recording. Kedarius Tony right here. Powered up, gonna be 93 speed, only hit 90 for short route running, 89 for deep and medium. So, and that's gonna be the difference between A and S tier. Like he's going A tier. If he hit 90 for both medium and deep, he'd be in the S tier, but he doesn't, so he's going in the A tier. And yeah, y'all, I think this was a slightly longer video, but this is what the tier list is looking like now. Let me know down in the comments what you agree with, what you disagree with. Who would you move up? Who would you move down? I hope y'all did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button and also subscribe. Appreciate y'all clicking on to the video. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day. But other than that, man, has been your boy Dill, and I'm out. Peace, y'all.